Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And a bunch of my subscribers have awared me that Igor over at VitruvianPhysique has made a video about how much muscle that women prefer. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skill at my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Now, I was actually shocked at some of the numbers there, and I'm not going to get into my own history in much detail here. But he was talking about studies where they talked to these guys in college and they found, one group of guys with the below average muscle where had only averaged 1.5 female partners in their life, and the guys with the most muscle mass, of really large amounts, where it had averaged 4. I'm going to be honest, guys who are out here trying to get laid, I wouldn't be looking at either one of these groups for any advice or information or anything about their success, because I'm sorry, that's really low. That's really low. And here's what I am going to say, and a lot of people, they don't always understand this. They're like, oh, you're just making this up. Guys, enough of my exes have been talked to. Yeah, exes have been talked to online, confirmed by trolls. My body count's pretty high. And it's not something I think it's really worth bragging about. I'm going to tell you guys right now. And I know I'm going to sound religious here when I come to talk about this stuff, but I can tell you guys, having had a lot of partners doesn't make your life fulfilling. Having threesomes and things like that, it can be fun for a little while. I've had more than a few of those. It might seem fun in the moment, but it doesn't make you feel better in the morning. It doesn't make you feel fulfilled. It doesn't really give your life meaning. Trust me on this. I'm telling you guys as a 42-year-old man who's had more than a dozen threesomes and stuff like that in my life, it honestly isn't that fulfilling. It really isn't, guys. It isn't. Also, a lot of these studies, I think what we need to look at is really things like testosterone levels and how strong you look and stuff. I think that's the take home when you look at a lot of this data that he's talking about, because quite honestly, I do pretty well. I do pretty well. I turn women down. And I know people are going to be like, oh, you're so full of shit. That's the reality of it. That is the reality of it. It honestly isn't that hard to get women. Now, keep in mind, guys, I'm in a different demographic. I'm in my 40s. So women in my age group, people need to understand, when you just look like you're muscular or in shape or anything, I am actually a reasonably big guy. I have an above average income. I have high testosterone levels due to TRT, so I probably put out pheromones and things. I do pretty well. I do pretty well. Like I said, I do turn them down. And so all these factors that people need to think about, in all honesty, I know he raised some good points, and he did point out things like women notice chest. That was one of the muscles that got the most reaction. I saw a study when I was in college saying that it was the butt. Well, I do well with both. There are girls who want to pinch my butt. There are definitely the chest, though. I would say, again, as a guy with a bigger chest, a lot of guys, you can argue, well, your chest is just fat. You can think whatever you want, guys. Girls like the chest. They really do. They really do. And I think the study was interesting on that. I think they like chest more than arms. Been my experience in life. Then again, I don't have amazing arms and I've got a big chest. So all in all, he raised some interesting points. But here's what I'm going to go with. The take home with a lot of it. And here's what you need to look at. When you look at all these different surveys where women pick different things, there's a pretty wide spread. There's a pretty wide spread. And people need to understand, as far as attracting women goes, stop thinking of women as being like the Borg from Star Trek: The Next Generation. You know what? It's going to sound like a shock. You know how all you dudes, you like different things? Right? Guys, step and think about that. Now, you guys who aren't getting laid, you probably like anything and everything. I get it. Anything looks good. But in all honesty, you talk to your different bros. Some of you guys like tall guys. Some of you guys like short girls. You like tall girls, short girls. Some of you guys like tall guys. Some like brunettes. Some like blondes. Some like thin girls. Some like curvy girls. You guys see where I'm going with this? All of you guys out there, right? You have different tastes in women. You have different personality traits that you like in women, right? Some of you like different women's personalities more than others. All other factors being considered, if they all looked good, then you would go with personality, wouldn't you? Yeah? Right? You're going to have chicks who you just enjoy being around more than others. Guess what? Women are the same way. Different women like different things. That's why some of the women did like chest, and some women did like arms, and some women did like the V-taper. It varied as far as what they picked. Women aren't all the same. So if you're putting in an enormous amount of effort purely for the sake of attracting women, I'm honestly going to say you guys are wasting your time. Now, will I tell you that if that is what it takes to get you guys in the gym to be healthy and fit and take care of yourselves, and by all means carry on, delude yourself and think that it's going to get you laid more often. Hey, it won't hurt. You know what? Being in shape and being healthy is attractive. That can be attractive, absolutely. But if you honestly think that there's one body type that all women are going to go for, all you're doing is looking at these statistics and playing a numbers game. That's all that you're doing when you're looking at this, that if I get this certain body type, I'm going to have a better likelihood of attracting X girl. Well, unless you're dealing with a girl with a muscle fetish, I honestly don't think this is going to help you that much. And the reason I say that is that your personality is going to determine whether you attract women for a date, whether you attract them for sex, whatever it is that you're looking for. Your personality is going to matter. Your personality is going to matter a lot, unless you are dealing with a woman who is flat out so impressed by your physique because you are so jacked and she has a muscle fetish, in which case she may not need to hear you talk. Then honestly, it's not going to be the magical card that you think it's going to be. It's not going to be like your trump card there that's going to do everything that you think it's going to do. It really isn't, guys. It's not. Again, the only time that, and I'm going to go back over to the really jacked dude. That's what I'm going to say. The ultra jacked dude who is massive and jacked, he's actually going to have the most success, not because he'll attract the most women. He's going to have a very small demographic of women who are into that. The thing is that the women who are into that, who really have a fetish for it, and it is a fetish at that point, they have such a small pool of men to pick from around that his odds of getting laid without having the personality go up exponentially. But he doesn't get to pick and choose. The women come to him. For every other guy, all that you need to remember is that your physique is just one more factor. It's just one factor, guys. It's one factor. Your personality is going to matter. Your personality is going to matter tremendously, because women, they care about looks. Yes, I don't want anyone to think that they don't. They don't care about looks as much as men do. They do rank your personality in terms of attractiveness as being higher than your looks usually. Now, it doesn't mean if they find you hideous or unattractive that they're going to be interested just based on your personality. But what I would tell a lot of you guys, work on your personality, work on your people skills, work on being a better person and a better man, right? That's what you need to work on if you want to attract women. And you should be training, and I'm not telling anyone not to train, but you should be training whether you're chasing women or not. You should be training even if you're happily married with kids. You need to do it for your health. You need to do it for your overall usefulness, for your well-being. But doing it purely because you think you're going to attract women, you're going to allocate a lot of resources into that for that goal, if that's your primary goal. I'm not saying it can't help, but honestly, it's just one of the many variables that's going to attract women. I think that honestly, this is a lot of nonsense. And I'm telling you guys, as someone who is seriously into training, training is an enormous part of my life. It's how I get my career. And I actually earn a pretty good living off this YouTube, contrary to what the rumors are. It's above average. I earn above average for the United States off of this channel. So that being said, it's a big part of my life. But in all honesty, I think the amount of resources that you guys would allocate to it, if your only goal was attracting women, I think it's a misallocation of resources. And I do wish more channels would come out and say that. Look, when you guys get jacked, let me just be honest with you, you're going to attract a lot more dudes than you are girls. Every guy who's jacked will tell you that. We've heard the Hodge twins say it. Hell, I've heard Dr. Jordan Feigenbaum say it. All these other people joke about it. That's actually the reality. When you get pretty big, you're going to attract more gay dudes than you are women. Let's just be honest here. That's reality. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative. and I will talk to you guys next time.